Hey everybody, welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Michael Noland. Tonight's video is all about the Rolling Stones. As many of you know, the Rolling Stones have been promising one more album. They've been working on it since they were working on this particular album, their last album, Hackney Diamonds. Now you know what I think of this album. I gave it a wonderful ranking when I covered it, and I'm very excited about what we're going to receive from the Rolling Stones. Now, supposedly, the Rolling Stones' next album is going to be called Foreign Tongues. And the new single for the album is called Mr. Charm. It's due out this weekend on Saturday for a first listen, which will be our first glimpse into the album that many are saying is going to be the Rolling Stones' very last album. It'll be their 25th album. You know, I find that interesting, folks. The Beatles put out 13 albums when they broke up. But I've often said that one of those albums is merely half an album, which would really give the Beatles 12 and a half albums. If you double that, you get 25. Wouldn't it be fitting if the Rolling Stones on their 25th and last album, Foreign Tongues, doubled the Beatles' output? Of course, it would take them decades after the Beatles quit to do so, but still quite a feat. Now, as I've covered in the past, the Rolling Stones have pretty much said they are not touring this year because Keith Richards said that he was not up for 4 months of touring large stadiums. But there is hints, rumors, and allegations that the Rolling Stones may be doing residencies, and you know what I think about residencies. However, this is the freaking Rolling Stones. If there is one band on this planet that has the same type of DNA that the Beatles had, it's the Rolling Stones. And at their advanced age, if that's what it took to get the Rolling Stones to do one more set of shows on their one more album, I'd be more than happy. Now, the single, like I said, will be released this weekend, and I can't wait to hear it. Because the question is, do the Rolling Stones have one more excellent album left in them? Now, the reason to feel encouraged that this album has a chance of becoming another great, if not masterpiece, near masterpiece, is because so many of the cuts on this upcoming album were originally set or recorded to be included on Hackney Diamonds. Now, I know what you're thinking. A lot of people have done this in the past. Paul McCartney had the amazing Tug of War, followed that with Pipes of Peace, which many people say, although it contained some great material, wasn't at all the album that preceded it. And of course, many of those tracks were recorded during the time he recorded Tug of War, because Tug of War was going to be a double album. And so here with the Rolling Stones, we have a similar situation. Many of these tracks were recorded, and one might be tempted to say that the tracks were what was left over from their excellent album, and maybe, just maybe, doesn't have quite what Hackney Diamonds has to offer. However, if you've read any of the interviews from the Stones themselves or Andrew Watt, the guy who produced their album, who is producing this album, and who is producing Paul McCartney's album, and don't forget what Days We Left Behind has done for a lot of fans. Does Andrew Watt have the magic to pull out one more great Rolling Stones album? And while we're at it, does Keith Richards has what it takes to do the final remaining shows for the Stones in order to give this album a proper send-off? Can he do it? And since they're talking about the possibility of doing some shows through residencies, would you be willing to go see them? Because I can guarantee you, if the Stones do a residency, the tickets are going to be astronomical. And with the talk of this possibly being their very last album, and rumors that if they do any more shows this year or perhaps early next year, that those shows will be the final goodbye from the Rolling Stones. You know what, folks? I can't even think of a world without the Rolling Stones. But you know what? When I was younger, I couldn't think of a planet that didn't have an active Beatles. Everything has a shelf life. Have the Stones reached theirs? And if so, do they have a wonderful parting gift for us? Or will this album be something that would be better sold in a brown paper bag? Now, I want to hear from all you folks regarding this album, Foreign Tongues, the single, Mr. Charm. It's not out yet. It's due out. The single is on Saturday. I want to hear everything that you have to say about it. Do the Stones have one more great album to show us? And do they have one more set of shows before they ride off into the sunset as rock legends? All right, that's the video for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That helps the video get more views, the channel grows, and more importantly, the tribe grows. And if you haven't subscribed to this thing we call the tribe, that is so damned easy. All you have to do is hit that subscribe to the tribe button, tap that top bell icon, and you'll be notified of not only all my future videos, but my live streams as well. All right, folks, I'm Michael Noland. This is The Bottom Line, and until we hear more from the Rolling Stones, remember, we are the tribe.